I think the phrase you're looking for, Anthony, is money talks all languages.
Yes.
I think that is the phrase I'm
Money
talking
makes
about. And
friendships.
well, I mean, you're not here today for the love, are you? Here to get paid, aren't you, Hoops?
Correct. And while we're on that,
Okay,
Anthony, I'm glad
yeah.
you raised it. This was going to come up in Maroon Confidential, but we'll raise it now, seeing as how the opportunity's presented itself. So can you please confirm or deny that you have been badgering, accosting, pressuring Triple M staff on Triple M time to put video packages together for yourself for corporate purposes outside of Triple M without the mention of so much of a cracker, a dollar, a cashew nut, any form of remuneration at all. So we're not just monopolising the photocopier for trivia purposes on Triple M time.
Or the coffee.
Not to mention the network paper supplies.
Yep. And the
Not to
coffee and
mention
sugar you
everybody's
take home.
food on their desk. Everybody's morning tea.
Yeah.
The
But you've
poor
had
girls who came in the other day and found all their Easter eggs were gone.
But you've had the blowtorch on Tony Soprano to put together video packages
Yeah.
for corporate entertainment purposes.
Just to be clear, what happened was, as you know, I do a lot of these corporate and sports lunches. I do them for money because I love money, and I do them for money. I don't go and do them for nothing. So if you're about to call up and say there's one we need you to do for nothing because it's a charity, no, I'm not doing it for nothing before you waste your time. So what I asked Tony Soprano to do was make up a little USB with Nathan Hindmarsh and Brian Fletcher on it. Why? Because the three of us are coming up to here on Magic Round because Triple M's paying to fly us up. So why not? Because I can bludge the airfare off Triple M. Why not go to Brothers Ipswich and do this gig out there with Fletch and Hindy? But the
Why
only
wouldn't you ask me?
I did ask you. What? You know what, Gordy? I hate to. You know what the honest truth is? I offered you up to them, but they didn't want you. They wanted Fletch and Hindy.
Turn it over.
That's not true.
And the only part of that you got wrong, Hoops, the only part of that you got wrong was that
You
I
offered
did
no
actually
payment
offer
to
Tony
Tony.
Soprano, I did offer him some money for his services and time.
How much?
Well, hang on. No. I'll
because
pull you
Tony
up
can
there.
walk in and we can get him on the mic.
There's nil truth in that, Anthony, because
that's
he
not-
said there was absolutely zero folding,
Yeah.
nothing whatsoever mentioned.
Well, you don't want to get on the wrong side of him because he is one of the big families out in Liverpool. But just to be clear again, so that we don't have to keep going through this conversation, there's a lot of teams around South Junior League, in particular one based around the airport. Mate, I don't do them for nothing, okay? If you want to, do you go to work for nothing? Because I don't. If you want to work for nothing, knock yourself out. One
You
guy says
should.
Paul Kent does it for nothing. Well, buddy, you get Paul Kent to do it for nothing. You did one for nothing the other night, Hoops, for the Leichhardt Wanderers, and you nearly ruined it. Why? Because you don't know what you're doing, okay? I don't do them for nothing. I'm not going to start doing them for nothing. So let's let be the last time we have that chat.
Oh, look, just before I go to, we'll talk about you undercutting people to get your gigs, right? I heard you talking off air before with Gordon. Gordon charges the premium. You like to figure out what everyone else is selling themselves for, and you come in just under.
I do.
So I think
Yeah,
it's
that's how I
important
get
that
the
people
gigs.
know that when they get you in for the next gig, that they get basically getting the cheapest bloke around.
Well, as long as they know, Paul, this is good, because as long as they know they've got to pay for it, let's just be clear. Nobody, including me, goes to work for love. So please, let's be clear. Every week you blokes bring this up. No, I don't do them for nothing. I'm not going to
Have you
start
ever
doing
done
for
one
nothing.
for
Can't you do
nothing?
the occasional one out of the goodness of the bottom
Is
of
there
your
any
heart?
kindness in that heart?
For
I do
junior
all
rugby
South
league
Sydney
or...
Football Club, South Sydney Football Club, South Sydney Players
Oh,
Association.
so
I do
one of the
those for
richest
nothing.
clubs
Do you?
around, you
Yeah,
do for
yeah, that's
nothing.
what I
the
do,
one,
yeah.
the one
So you
club that
don't
can
get
probably
free
afford you.
Chinese and free tickets and you don't get free
Yeah, I
merchandise?
get all that. Yes, I do.
Okay,
Absolutely.
so that's contra. So that's not free, that's contra.
Right. Well, anyway, what you three need to do is start worrying about yourselves, okay? You worry about yourselves, all right? Well,
Is it, are you okay,
No, that's
though? 'Cause that's
okay.
what we're
I think
asking
now,
you.
right, we're talking about each other's personal stuff. Paul, you need to cut back on your social living, your social life. You're out of control. You're offending them. Tomcat, you are out of control.
Yeah, alley cat, look at him.
And God's honest truth, I met Gordy at the Caxton Street, the Caxton Hotel. He was eating a cheeseburger, which he bludged off them for nothing. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I didn't pay for it.
Right. And Hoops, mate, you are. Let me tell you something about you, mate. If Paul Kent, you like, oh, Paul Kent's got chicken twisties. I want chicken twisties. Whatever he says, you say. We'll talk about this off air.
No, let's talk about it on air, Anthony.
No, we'll talk about this off air.